Hey, what's up, everybody? Sorry I am very late with tonight's Raw review. This one's going to be a little bit shorter, I think. I hope. Um, I'm having some serious. If you guys hear me drinking, I'm going to be drinking some ginger ale throughout this. My stomach is really bothering me, so it'll be short, but I want to make sure that I touch on all of the important things. I also want to make sure that you guys know that later on in the week, this one's going to be a little bit shorter, I think. I hope. Yes, I'm still noobish to that. All right, now that the volume's muted on that, you don't have to worry about that happening again. But I will be doing fast lane predictions toward the end of the week so that we have those things up and going as well. Not going to do them soon because I want to think about it a bit more, especially the main event with Dean, Roman, and Brock. It's a lot to think about, and I think that I need to see what Brock does on SmackDown because he's going to be appearing on SmackDown. But they've given us a lot of layers when it comes to that particular storyline. I wish that Brock they've somehow managed to make Brock an afterthought. I don't know how you could manage to do something like that to an attraction. And yeah, my boy's sick in the back. So as we go through this, there's going to be some stuff that I skipped because there was a major USA network outing, it seems, in the tri-state area. A bunch of people in the tri-state area, myself included. The USA network just went completely black for us for a good amount of time. We missed out on the New Day match with Mark Henry, which I did hear that he got a little banged up during the match. Missed out on the Brie Bella and Charlotte segment. It came back on just in time for AJ Styles and The Miz. Something else that I want to talk about in this review, by the way, before I do, in between segments, I am going to be checking out the chat and I'm going to be interacting with you guys just to get you guys' feedback on the show itself so that we have your voices as well. And I do want to talk about the Titus O'Neil thing. I didn't get a chance to talk about that. And I do have, I'll keep it short. I'll keep it short when it comes to Titus, but I definitely do want to say something about it because I have my own thoughts, just like everybody else has their own thoughts as well. So there's going to be some other stuff that I skipped through, such as like what other stuff? There's going to be stuff I skip. There's simply going to be stuff that I just flat out skip because I don't think it leads to anything, nor is it important whatsoever. So we'll start it off with the promo between Stephanie McMahon and who was it? Dean Ambrose. Stephanie McMahon and Dean Ambrose. And what they want to do here with this segment, now I'm not going to go word for word and line for line on what they were talking about. It was mainly Steph just trying to plant the seeds of not being able to trust Roman. Same thing that she does with Roman, trying to paint the picture so that he can't trust Dean. And that's pretty much what they were going for. Stephanie does a pretty good job at it. But my question becomes, who exactly are they catering to? Because if you're looking at it from an adult's perspective, or, you know, someone that see things in the obvious where it's like, oh my God, I can't believe she's doing. When you're looking at it, it's obvious that she's trying to make someone turn. But I see a very, very, very big chance for Roman to turn heel. Now, I was always on WWE side where I said Roman's not going to be turning probably almost ever. But it's so much more apparent now. One of the things that's making it apparent now is they're trying to plant the seeds as if it's Dean that's going to be doing the turning. But the more you realize how everything from the start of this storyline has been feeding into who's going to be doing this turn, the more it makes sense. For example, one of the biggest examples is Dean Ambrose always having to do the dirty work, right? While Roman has always been, it's going to be crazy. Roman has been protected. This is going to be something that you guys have heard from Blackjack in like a bigger capacity, but I have a little bit of a difference on this one. In the end, I don't have Dean winning a title. That's first and foremost. One of the biggest arguments that he had there was Dean always doing the dirty work. Dean always being the guy to put the next guy over, whether it be a Roman Reigns or a Seth Rollins, has always been Dean. And the question is, when does Dean get his comeuppance? And what I personally believe Dean's comeuppance was that, those mid-card titles. That right there, that's Dean's reward for being a team player. Honestly, that's what I honestly believe. That's going to be Dean's reward. He's not, at least now, in this situation and in this storyline, he's not winning the world title. The turn is definitely coming from Reigns, and the biggest planted seed. You guys don't have to not mind me. I hear there's snow outside. It just sounds crazy. But the biggest planted seed is the fact that Roman Reigns is always completely left unscathed, left unblemished, left unpunished, and things like that. Things that normally an authoritative figure will put punishment on the guy for. Roman Reigns always gets off scot-free. And that's always been a question. Why? Why isn't this guy getting punished for anything that he does? Why is he always getting put into these predicaments or these situations that will pretty much just give him the title without any work, right? And I'm supposed to be talking about I am talking about the heel turn here, but I guess we could tie up this segment right here and also the segment that Dean Ambrose had a little bit later. We're going to tie it all up into this one right here. But why has things always been stacked for Roman Reigns? And it will lead you to believe that the one thing that people have always been talking about is the lack of competence in WWE's booking, where we see their booking as, oh my God, how could they miss out on such a big detail like this? Or how could they, do something in booking that makes such little sense? Or this right here was just stupid and X, Y, and Z. Maybe they're leaning on us to believe that we're thinking that they're stupid with their booking, but they might actually be using that to their advantage. Kind of like aces and eights type of thing. Now I'm reverting to TNA here, pulling strings, but it's the best example I got. It's one of those things where Bully Ray completely told you the story of how he was the leader of aces and eights the entire time. And if you looked at all of the clues that were left there for you, then you would have seen it. Such as, look, I'm not going 20 years into the past with the aces and eights thing, but if you know it, you know it. If you don't, then you missed out on it. But just know that what they did there is kind of what they're doing here, in the sense of making it look like booking doesn't know what they're doing, when in all actuality, it's all been the proper setup. If this is what they're doing. Maybe I'm giving WWE too much credit, or maybe I'm on the ball with something here, but it just makes all the more sense to me that he's just been skating through, and now we have it, whereas Dean is in a situation where he flourishes the most, which is putting the next guy over, getting himself hot and building up a lot of heat just to get the next guy over. Now, don't get me wrong. Dean's going to get his chance. Dean might even win the title. in a Mick Foley fashion, but it won't be at WrestleMania. I can promise you that. It won't be at WrestleMania because Dean is there now to get so hot with the crowd where you can relate to him on every level, but he's up against, like, let's say that he does win this triple threat match here with Reigns and Brock, and you're like, oh my God, are they really going to go all the way with Dean? I don't have Reigns turning heel on Dean until WrestleMania when he costs Dean the title. Either way you look at it, whoever's in that WrestleMania main event, they're getting screwed. They're definitely getting screwed, and Hunter just might pass the title over to whoever it is that helps him out there. Now, again, it depends on who wins that Fastlane. I'm starting to lean toward Dean winning that Fastlane. I'm really I shouldn't be doing this because we could save it for predictions, but I'm kind of leaning there, and I'll talk more about it in that. So what Stephanie did pretty much here in this promo is she, plants the seeds of, hey, you got to make sure that you watch your back. And also we're going to put you in this title match, this fatal 5-way title match, because I don't want you having that title either. Now, this is purely design. There's design here. WWE, you're not slick. Let me take a little sip of my ginger ale here. WWE's not slick in their design by taking this title off of Dean. What they want to do is, again, we go back to them in their seed planning and having us think that booking is making bad decisions with the way that they've been booking Roman, right? If we lean on that, then we see, oh, they're taking this title off of Dean. Maybe they're doing it because we don't want him to have the world title and the Intercontinental title, do we? So to make it look like he's about to win the world title, or make it look like they're setting up for him to win the world title, hell, we'll even put him in the main event of WrestleMania to really make it look like he's going to win this thing. And that's when you lose it. So not only does he lose his Intercontinental title, which gives you a little sympathy for him, but he also loses at WrestleMania, and he loses his best friend. He's lost everything. Whereas Roman Reigns, who now is the company guy, has gained everything. That's heat. That's heat. I see what you're doing, WWE. I see what you're doing. You're not slick, WWE. I wrote it for you. God damn it. I see what you're doing. So she set up the Fatal 5-Way match with Kevin Owens, Stardust, Tyler Breeze, Ziggler, and Ambrose, in which Kevin Owens won. Maybe it was a good match. I was falling asleep on this match, so I can't give you an adequate review of this match. As looking at it, I was almost at all times, there were only 2 guys in the ring. If somebody comes in, somebody has to get out, and 3 guys have to lay down outside. I can't get with matches like this. WWE does a terrible job at booking triple threats, fatal 4-ways, and whatever this crap right here was, because they always got the remaining guys just laying around outside. Now, I can give you 2 instances that a triple threat match was done perfectly. I mean, perfectly, off the top of my head. The first one being whichever one that was that had Cesaro in it. I think it was Cesaro, Kevin Owens, and oh God, I can't remember. Was it Reigns? I can't remember who the third person was in that match, but it was just before Cesaro got injured. It was a triple threat match. It was really good, and all 3 guys stayed in the ring almost the entire time, or all 3 guys stayed on top of each other the entire time. Was Brian? Nah, Brian wasn't in it. The other match, and I mean done to perfection, AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe. Those are how you do multiple men matches, because we need to see action from all of the guys or all of the participants in the match. Otherwise, it's just a one-on-one match with other guys that might be involved every now and then. No, I want to see it. Some wrestling is supposed to be considered an art, in its choreography and in its planning and in its booking and in its managing. So if you're going to do that, man, he's really having at it. So if you're going to do that, then you need to learn how to work a triple threat type of match. When in WWE, they do a triple threat match as if it's a one-on-one match, rather than have it cater to a triple threat style match. So here we have a fatal 5-way match, which was a one-on-one match with 3 other guys that's just laying around. I can't get behind that. I can't support that. I stopped paying attention to it. Kevin Owens won. Don't give a damn about the match. Maybe it was good. I don't know. I lose me with that shit. Let's see. Up next, we had New Day and Big E. Again, my screen was black for that. Brie Bella promo interrupted by Charlotte. My screen was black for that. Didn't catch it. Here we go. Miz and AJ Styles. Don't laugh at me, but I actually thought Miz was going to win this match. I legit thought that Miz was going to win this match. I was pleasantly surprised that AJ Styles won. And here's why I say I thought Miz would win this match. WWE with their Even Stevens booking. And I figured that this would be the way in which they can get the Miz into a triple threat match with AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. But it looks like they're not going to be slotting him into that match, which begs me to question, what was the point in having Miz in this triangle anyway? I only have one guess, which would be maybe because Miz is such a big heat magnet that AJ could benefit from that. But I don't understand the dynamics of it when you include Jericho in that. Like, why have 2 matches with AJ Styles and The Miz when The Miz isn't going to be providing anything going forward into the match with AJ Styles and Jericho? Kind of lost on what The Miz has to do with that. Otherwise, how was this match? The only thing I can say about it is, well, I still don't care about Miz, but Miz doesn't position himself well for anything. For example, the move that AJ Styles does where he gives you the double kicks and spinning back fist, Miz damn near ran away from it. Like, that was funny. What people usually do to guard themselves is they'll put their arm up in front of their face or just behind their head so that you hit their arm and not your they don't get their teeth hit, like The Miz, who just turns his face into the fist, which was the worst thing you could do. You don't turn your face into a spinning backhand. That's fucking retarded. That was one. And then the Pele kick, which was, I've never seen anyone set up themselves for a Pele kick like this. Miz bent all the way down. Usually when AJ Styles or anyone does a Pele kick, the person is standing almost upright because you're trying to sell the height of that turning kick. You're trying to sell it. But when Miz comes all the way down like that to take the Pele kick, the guy could pretty much land on his fucking neck and break it because he's damn near spinning all the way around trying to find your face so they could kick it. No, sir, stand up. Miz is just so weird. And it reminded me when he was supposed to catch R-Truth that one time, and R-Truth damn near broke his back. This was years ago, I think 2010, around that time. When he was supposed to catch R-Truth on the outside because R-Truth was, flying over the ropes. And Miz was like, no, I'm not going to catch you. He didn't get, they do trust falls for this. And Miz just completely no-sold R-Truth. I don't think Miz knows how to position himself for things. It's crazy. It gave me, him taking these moves like that from AJ gave me a flashback to that. And I was like, this guy is just crazy. This guy here. All in all, I personally didn't enjoy the match because, like I said on Twitter, Miz is a bum. We know he's a bum. WWE knows that we know that he's a bum. Yet this was a competitive match. AJ should have destroyed this guy and got it over with. Also, we still need to find Jericho's shirt. He was on commentary for whatever reason. After the match, AJ Styles challenges him to a match at Fastlane. Jericho tells him, I'll think about it and I'll let you know it on SmackDown. Really nice way to walk out on him. I liked it. We got a promo from the Dudleys. Damn, when am I going to talk about Titus? We got a promo from the Dudleys where they pretty much just let you know that they're heels. I don't even know why I just brought that up. Really no point in bringing up that promo. But at least the Usos got somebody different to face than New Day, so that's good. Next, we have Summer Rae versus Paige. Let me pour my Canada Dry. Next, we have Summer Rae versus Paige. And when Paige came out, in my mind, and I don't know why I didn't tweet this, but in my mind, I was saying to myself, it'd be real nice if Summer Rae beat Paige. Like, just to mix things up so it's not so predictable. And, well, we know who's going to win this match. We know Summer's jobbing. She didn't even get no entrance music. We know she jobbed. I really just thought to myself, it'd be cool that Paige actually loses a match for once on Raw. Lo and behold, Summer Rae looked strong and Summer Rae won. I mean, it was a small package, but we clearly know who was winning this match. Like, let's say you didn't know who Summer Rae was, you didn't know who Paige was, and you just watched this match. Easy. Summer Rae. She was kicking her ass the entire match. And the Summer Rae that I saw here was the Summer Rae that I saw, in a sense, at least from the beginning. That was kind of the Summer Rae that we've seen on NXT. She had a little bit of a mean streak. She went on the offensive. There's one thing that she didn't do that she used to do on NXT, which was use her height and use her legs. That was one of her main things on NXT, but she didn't do much of that here. She just did well. She did well. That's all I got for her. And having Paige lose here, it doesn't hurt Paige. And Paige isn't in a program right now, so she doesn't necessarily need a win for any reason. So why not take out that time to help get a win to somebody that needs it, which is somebody that's completely irrelevant in Summer Rae. And you have the announce team saying, hey, she just beat a 2-time champion here. So, it draws some attention. Even though we know Summer Rae ain't shit, it draws attention to her because this Divas division, even though there's a bunch of them in there, they don't utilize them. So a good way to start getting, you gotta get more of these divas involved on the card and not keep showcasing the same 6 to 7 women like every week and just have we need diversity. We need fresh faces, different faces in there. Otherwise it'd be stale. For example, it's why we kept getting the same matches with Charlotte Becky, Charlotte Bella, Charlotte Becky, Charlotte Bella, Charlotte. You're keeping Sasha away from her, but you got Sasha and Becky. Becky's been through a lot of shit. Jesus Christ. So let's get some fresh faces in there. And having Summer Rae beat Paige, even though, it's not going to go anywhere, it at least gets you to give Summer Rae a double take whenever she takes on somebody else. At the very least. Up next, we had Paul Heyman in the ring with what's this boy name? Roman Reigns. And I already talked about this in the beginning, where it's pretty much just to set up. It's Paul Heyman. So now he's trying to plant the seeds that you need to watch your back for Dean, because Dean's going to be in this match trying to win it because he wants the title. At the same time, we have Brock Lesnar here who's going to push your shit in. And then he gave this odd thing here where he said you have to either be able to choose either your daughter, i.e. your family, or your best friend, your brother. And I don't get that. What exactly does it mean you have to choose? Like, what? I don't see it. I don't see that one. But what they're trying to do with that, and the reason why they use Paul Heyman for that and not Stephanie McMahon for something like that, is because now it gets you to focus more on Roman Reigns, the father figure. It gets you to give that sympathy for Roman Reigns because it's Heyman. Whereas if it was Stephanie saying this, then it's more like you have an agenda. Whereas if it's Paul Heyman, it's a threat to you. And that threat being, we can take this away from you by force. So let's put the focus on getting some sympathy from you. Stephanie, on the other hand, it'll feel like Roman Reigns is just laughing at her. Roman Reigns isn't going to laugh at Paul Heyman because he knows he has Brock there. Roman Reigns will laugh at Stephanie because he just don't give a fuck. Simple as that. So you can't get that. You can't get that sympathy from a Stephanie McMahon and Roman Reigns promo. You can't get that fatherly sympathy there, but you can get it with Heyman, which is supposed to it's supposed to put you thinking the opposite way of where they're going. I hope this is clear to you guys. Hope it's clear. But again, I see what you're doing. That's trying to throw the monkey wrench into the obvious, but it's still obvious. You're not slick, WWE. I see what you're doing. So afterwards, he gets attacked by the Dudleys, of all people. I liked it. I like that he got attacked by the Dudleys because now it's like, hey, Dudleys don't give a fuck who's in the ring. We're just going to attack you just because we feel like it. And one thing I was thinking, as soon as this happened, I was like, man, wouldn't it be cool if we got corporate Reigns and corporate Dudleys? Just put them all in suits. Corporate Reigns and corporate Dudleys. That'd be pretty cool. Be pretty cool. So they come, and out comes Dean to make the save. So now it's Dean making saves and not Reigns, because again, they want to put more of that spotlight. They want to put more of that shine on Dean because down the road they're setting up that sympathy and they're really trying to get you behind Dean, building for that loss. Because I can put PayPal on it. Dean ain't winning this title at Mania. He's not winning. But yeah, they're definitely building up that loss real good. Roman Reigns is going to be, the heat. I mean, it's not going to be heat comparable to Eva Marie, but it's going to be some good heat. It's going to be some, oh shit. I just scrolled down and I saw the next thing I want to talk about. And it's not Zack Ryder and Heath Slater. We get R-Truth. R-Truth is on a date. And they're at a restaurant, and their waiter is Goldust. Shit, I'm sorry. I was supposed to be taking segments from the chat. I'm sorry. I'm going to read the chat now before we talk about Goldust and them. I'm going to read the chat, and I'm going to see what you guys... Oh, man, I'm going to see what you guys are saying about the Reigns thing, the Dean thing, and all of that before we move on. You get a suit, and you get a suit. Everybody gets suits. The Ascensionist suits, about to be Illuminati, though. Sasha's ass better than Naomi. See, I could mute you for saying something like this. Sasha's ass better than Naomi's ass. Are you out of your mind? Aziz is the God. You might get muted for that. You might catch this mute. Roman gonna heal. Let me see. Wait, that's scrolling too fast. Roman's gonna heal. I didn't see that this show. Again, they didn't show you that this show. They're planting seeds. It's one of the things you just gotta read between the lines. And I was trying to do a good job at reading between those lines for you. Someone bans Jesus for that dumb comment. Oh man. Naomi's ass, everyone. Yeah, there we go. Corporate Truth, Corporate Sasha. Did you see Biggie acting like he was? Whoa. I didn't. My screen was black. USA Network went out for me, so I didn't see it. I didn't see anything with New Day at all. Brie Bella has the best chest in the business. I think I have a bigger chest than Brie Bella. Let's see. Dudley stole a show. New Day's gimmick. Hold up. Dudley stole New Day's gimmick by saving the tables. Austin Fire. Yeah, I guess that's their way of thinking that they're gonna get heat. I'm okay with it. I don't want to say it seems like it's forced. I'm just gonna say that I'm okay with it. Yeah, that's all I got for you is I'm okay with it. I do want to see where it goes though. Corporate Kalisto. All right, see now you're out of control with all this corporate stuff. So can we talk about Goldust here a little bit? I'm gonna talk about Goldust here a little bit. So excuse me. So Goldust, this guy Goldust. He asked to serve them, and he offers a bottle of champagne. R-Truth says, first he's like, I don't want the bottle. And he's like, no, it's okay. He's like, well, I ain't gonna pay for it. He's like, well, no, it's on a house. He's like, well, I'm not in your house. It's like, well, no, not in your house like 97. Nah, forget about it. So he goes to open up the bottle of champagne in front of R-Truth. R-Truth is waving him off like, nah, I don't want this. Get this away from me. So he turns towards the lady. Somebody gonna catch this champagne cork. God damn it, Goldust. It would have been even funnier. Like, it was already out of control funny because I legit popped. I legit laughed out loud. I laughed out loud. If he would have shook the bottle, like, it's going to sound crazy, but bear with me. If he would have shook the bottle in a jerking motion and then popped it off in front of her face, I would have lost it. I would have completely lost it. He didn't go that far, though. He didn't hit her with the Peyton Manning. He kept it civil, and he just wrenched at it and wrenched at it and wrenched at it, then pointed it in her face, and booyah! The bottle jizzed twice. I was like, it sprayed. And then the look on Goldust's face. He had the Steve Urkel look like, he had the Did I Do That look like, as this champagne is just jizzing on her dress. It's funny. It's sort of kind of edgy. It's something that WWE would have done back in 97. I'm just hoping that the feminists don't come out, women's rights and all of that. I'm hoping that all these different communities don't start coming down on WWE and start writing articles and all this bullshit about how WWE is sexist and WWE. I pray that doesn't happen, because that will be the reason why we can't have nice things in wrestling. Something as simple as that. It's purely a gag. It's a joke. It's meant to be funny. But the internet these days and society these days are so sensitive that we can't have funny moments like that. And I hope that WWE doesn't get any backlash for that segment, because it was fucking hilarious. I don't think I laughed like that. Like, we still in February. I don't think I've laughed that hard this month. Like, that was legit funny. I popped for that one. It popped. Goldust, this guy, man. I'm looking at it again now. He's just holding a. You gotta see it, jizz. And he gave it. He gave it an extra little shake when it was coming out. It just stared. The face paint really, I gotta retweet this. WWE even tweeted it out themselves. I gotta tweet this. I got to retweet this in case anybody didn't see it. I just retweeted it. You just got to see it. Goldust's face. He gave it an extra shake. This guy is crazy. All right, so we're coming to a close on the Raw review, and I'm going to end it off talking about Titus a little bit. League of Nations defeated the Lucha Dragons and Neville, which obviously tells me that Neville's going to win that fast lane. My one question is, why in the fuck is Sin Cara sitting there holding himself in between the ropes? You know, the second and top rope. Just sitting there holding himself with his arm, like, just, dude, you know he's coming off the top rope for the finisher. You're looking at him getting ready to come over. You're looking at him climb the rope so he could get up there for his finisher, yet you're still holding yourself up. You're still holding yourself up, and you even fix your position so you could be in better position to take. No, it's just a stupid move and a terrible setup. That shit needs to go. Now, if it's in a Tree of Woe, I'm fine with that, because a Tree of Woe, you're meant to be tied up. It's called being tied up in the Tree of Woe. Kevin Sullivan made that thing famous, for at least for me, because he would actually. Was that Kevin Sullivan's move? Hold up. Did Del Rio take Kevin Sullivan's move? Holy shit. Let's see. Kevin Sullivan. Let's see. Kevin Sullivan, Tree of Woe. I want to see his move. I want to see. That is all right. I want to. There we go. Oh, goodness. I spelled that name wrong. All right. Here we go. Kevin Sullivan's Tree of Woe is a video I'm looking for, because I'm not sure, but I think that this guy took his move. Oh, they don't have it. I don't have it. All right. Actually, it's right here. Now, it's the whole match, but it's with. So I know I could find it near the end. Is that Doc Gallows? It's not. It's Ole Anderson. Oh my goodness. He's choking him out with the. I might have to. I'm gonna tweet this match out too. He's choking him with a fucking dog chain. Yo, Kevin Sullivan was nuts. Okay, I'm looking for the Tree of Woe. Yo, he walked him to the back with a dog chain. I'm gonna have to watch this match later. But yeah, he used to have a Tree of Woe move where he would come down and do the double stomp. I think that's what Del Rio uses now. But it doesn't make any sense if somebody's hanging off the in between the ropes in the middle of the ring. That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, Kalisa's gonna win this on Sunday. Becky and Naomi, this is when my stomach started bothering me, so I didn't see the match. I can't say anything about it. And then what happened after that, I can't say anything about that either, because I still with the upset stomach. So what I will say about the very, very final thing is we did all of that just to set up a damn tag team match for Fastlane that nobody's going to want to watch, seriously, with Ryback, Big Show, and what's that boy named Kane. We did all of that. We put him in this position. We put this as the last match just to set up. No, just the fuck out of here with that shit. But Vince, I see what you're doing. Vince, you're not slick. You're trying to position a guy that you like and slip him into that main event of Raw. I see what you're doing, Vince. You're not slick. Let's talk about Titus a little bit. Let me see what you guys are saying before we talk about Ty Dillinger. If you guys need me to, if you guys have any comments of your own about Raw, anything that you want to say about Raw, I'm going to read those off before I talk about Titus O'Neil, and we're going to close this thing out. Let me take a sip. Yo, that's savage as fuck. All right, nothing special. I see that you probably just looked at that Kevin Sullivan thing I just tweeted out. Yeah, that shit is nuts. Kevin Sullivan's double stomp was from the ground. There was a Tree of Woe move that he had. I know that he had a Tree of Woe move, because that's the first time I ever seen anybody like get tied up into the Tree of Woe, and I'm like, what? And he kept doing, like, that was something he always did. Let's see. Kevin Sullivan did use it. I know I'm not bugging. I know I'm not bugging. Oh, you saw that gold dust. That was the second. Sasha had them cheeks tonight. I'm so mad I missed it. If anybody on Twitter, if you guys could give me a link to the Becky and Naomi match so I can see that whole thing, then you know, I can check it out because I definitely missed it. WWE petty as fuck. They OD suspended Titus. All right, so we can talk about Titus a little bit here. All right, Sasha. All right, cool, great. So Titus O'Neil. And this isn't going to be like some diatribe or anything. Like, it's just going to be quick because WWE is. Let me not say WWE. I'm putting it on Vince McMahon. I'm solely putting this on Vince McMahon because something like this stems back to his podcast that he did with Austin, where Austin asked, like, how can guys get over? You know, we hear the rumbling. No, he didn't even say we hear. He said, I'm backstage and I'm talking to the guys, and it seems like everybody's on eggshells. He's like, it's not a loose environment how it was back in my day. How do you expect guys to be comfortable when they feel as though they're walking on eggshells? And Vince's thing was, well, don't piss anybody off. But how do you know what pisses off Vince? Everybody has seen it. Everybody that's watching my review now, you've seen the whole thing with Titus and Vince. And again, it's not a big deal whatsoever. It was after the Daniel Bryan retirement thing. It wasn't even on TV. It was on a network. And it was at the closing moments of the segment on the network. So it's one of the things that you had to like rewind to actually see it. I saw it in one go. Like I saw it as it was happening. I saw Vince get pulled back by a big black arm. And I was like, was that Titus that pulled him back? And I saw Vince give him a push. And I was like, all right, no big deal. I thought it was a friendly push from Vince. And I thought it was a friendly grab from Titus. But apparently it wasn't. Here's where Titus fucked up. Titus says that he was holding Vince back so that Vince could let Stephanie walk through first. That's mistake number one. Don't tell Vince what the fuck to do. Even though it's, you know, supposed to be manners, don't correct Vince. No. Under any circumstance do you not correct Vince. In a situation like this. Well, it seems like even now in writing, you don't correct Vince, but in a situation like this, you don't correct Vince. I'm okay with that part. Titus was in the wrong there. But if Titus would have simply said, we were all in the moment, it's such a happy moment, I pulled your arm back so that I could give you a big old hug for this whole thing. If he would have said something like that, then that would have been, I think that would have been the right thing to say. Or it would have lessened the blow for this situation. The guy at first got 90 days suspension, which after the backlash of the internet got it down to 60. Personally, you don't suspend the guy for this. You don't. You could fine him. Go ahead, give him a fine for that. And that could be your example. Give him a fine. You don't suspend a guy like this, especially a guy with such a good reputation. That's not the guy you want to make an example out of, especially during Black History Month, especially when so many people and so many outlets think that you run a racist company. That's not the guy that you want to set an example with. A guy that does all of these charities, a guy that does all of these Make-A-Wishes, a guy that goes around on his own accord and feed the homeless and does all of this stuff that even goes undocumented. That's the guy you want to make an example out of? So let me ask this question because of the double standard here. Let's suppose John Cena pulled that arm. Vince would probably turn around, drop to his knees, and suck his dick. I suppose it was Roman Reigns that pulled his arm. Same thing. Drop to his knee, suck his dick. Oh, this is a black hand that's touching me. It feels kind of rough. No, you're getting pushed. And not in a good way. It's just not right. And we know that to be true. That's damn near factual. That's just something that would happen. Vince would not suspend, in that situation, Vince would not suspend Cena. He would not set an example out of Cena. Vince would not suspend Roman Reigns. Vince would not suspend Brock Lesnar. He wouldn't do these things. So if you're going to make an example out of someone, then you make an example out of someone that the locker room is going to believe in your example. You want to make a real example? Suspend John Cena and then see how they react. Because if you suspend a Titus O'Neil, is that going to stop Roman Reigns from grabbing you in public? Fuck no. Because he knows that the fuck are you going to do to me? I'm Roman Reigns. Is he going to suspend a John Cena? Fuck no. What you going to do to me? I'm John Cena. So if that's the example that you want to set, if that's what you want to use as an example, that doesn't hold any weight for anyone except mid-carders and below. Dean could do the same thing and nothing would happen to him. I'm trying my best here to think of a black guy in a situation that probably would. Mark Henry could do it and Mark Henry wouldn't get suspended. And that's mainly because of legacy. He wouldn't suspend Mark Henry. If, let's say they still had Bobby Lashley and Bobby Lashley was what Vince wanted him to be, he wouldn't suspend Bobby Lashley. So I don't want to say that this is a race thing, more so that, well, it definitely, I want to say it's about 65% race oriented here. But I do want to say that being in the position that Titus is in, that has a lot more to do with it. Set an example, my ass. Like, come on, dude. No one believes that example because if it happens to Cena, nothing would happen. We know that. We know that to be fact. We absolutely know it to be fact. So, oh my God. I'm sorry, I'm watching this movie. So, what can they do to save face? It's going to suck that he's going to miss out on a WrestleMania payday, as same as everybody's been saying. Black men are expendable. Vince. Yeah. That's true, Osiris. The Rock. The Rock Samoan. We're going to leave it at that. Yeah, let's real quick. People be like, yeah, The Rock's black. I'm sorry, I don't see The Rock as black. Sure, The Rock is part black. He's half black. That motherfucker's Samoan. Of all these people that WWE want to say are in relation to The Rock, and they're all Samoans. Tell me the last time The Rock put somebody black on. Did The Rock got black friends? No, seriously. Does The Rock have black friends in WWE? Minus Mark Henry, because him and Mark Henry actually came into WWE together. They were rooming together when they came in. So we're not going to count that because they're friends by no choice. Does The Rock have black friends? I'm really seriously thinking about this. Who in WWE do you hear is in good cahoots with The Rock? That's black. Titus? Nah, Batista reached out to Titus. I ain't hear The Rock reach out to that brother. Well, you know what? Batista is The Rock. So you know what? That don't count. That don't count. Mulligan. Give me a mulligan. There's a mulligan on that one. I just can't think of any. Rock's cool with Booker T? Booker T ain't wrestling right now. Fuck you. Give me somebody else. Oh man. But no, I mean, like, The Rock hasn't bought in any black people, or The Rock, like, they don't have this black, like, you don't have this endorsement from The Rock towards black people. They're also not saying that The Rock is racist or anything, but it's like WWE wants him to put over the Samoans that come in. They don't have him putting over the blacks that are coming in. They don't. I'm not cheating. Look, I'm changing the rules as I go along. That's not cheating. That means catch up. It means you're taking too long. So I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one. Shelton Benjamin, what the fuck did they do? There was more that I wanted to say about Titus, but of course I forget about shit. I'm getting old and forgetful in my old age. So I don't remember all that I wanted to say about Titus. But I do want to say that WWE is complete or Vince McMahon is a complete hypocrite. Because if it was anybody above the mid card, it wouldn't have happened. So that example means absolutely nothing. Titus probably could have gotten a shorter stint, or he probably could have gotten away with it if he would have said that he was in the moment and he wanted to give him a big hug. Stupid on his behalf. And you got Batista telling that man that he should ask for his release. He could ask for his release, but where the fuck is he going to go? It's not as if he's made a boatload of money while in WWE. He's not one of those guys that's making, upwards to $1 million a year. I don't even think he's one of those guys that's making upwards to $500,000. I don't even think he's making upwards to $300,000 a year. So it's not like he could retire on a boatload of money. So he's kind of trapped in there. So that's all I have to talk about Titus on. That's all I have to talk about on this review. Thank you guys for hanging out with me as we went through this, and I can finally relax my damn stomach. So I will see you guys next time. And for those of you who like my Madden stuff, as you can see, I've been back on the Madden grind. So yay for that. Right. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good night.